So a couple of weeks ago, I posted a video of my gig pedalboard, and I said in there at the beginning, this may change in a week, and it absolutely has. It's completely different than it was a week ago. I did not like the flip wah at all. It was very noisy, and it was hard to switch between the volume and the wah. It was a hassle, and so I switched back to the simple Dunlop mini volume pedal, and it has an expression out that I can use as a tuner out, so it's going straight to the Ibanez big mini tuner. But yeah, everything else has changed as well except the Boss DD500. The signal chain starts here with the Walrus 385, which is a very fuzzy overdrive. It goes from there into the Danelectro Roebuck, and it is modeled after the Ibanez Distortion, and I have it set on the middle setting, which is the clearest, most open, loudest setting. I think there's no clipping diodes in this setting. And so that's my more or less always on. And then from there it goes into the volume pedal and has the Ibanez tuner always on, out of the volume pedal into the Blackstar Department 10, which is a tube boost. It's got a real 12x7 in there. It's got the boost control. It's got a little bit of dirt in it, and then a low and a high setting there. And then this is my newest acquisition, this Jam Pedals Ripley Fall. It's got a chorus on one side and phaser on the other, and then in the middle it's got a double time for the chorus or vibrato, whichever you have it set on, and then out of there into the Boss DD500. I'm running 2 amps, the Mesa Fillmore 25, which has been my main amp for years and years now, and then the Dr. Z Maz 18 with reverb. I run wet dry with the Gigrig Humdinger here. The split is after the Blackstar boost, so the drives, the volume pedal, and the boost go to both amps, and then the modulation and delay only go to my Mesa Fillmore. And so I'm just going to run through a few sounds. I'm trying to keep it as quiet as possible. I am running 2 tube amps, but it's very quiet in here. And so I turn my volume down on my computer real quick before I start recording, but I'll just run through in the order of the signal chain and give you an idea of everything, and then I'll call up some sounds that I use. So first, the Walrus 385. Just need to check that this isn't too loud. Really like that because it is very aggressive, but I can pull the volume control back and get some pretty mellow sounds as well. So here's full up, and then I'll turn back from there. And then the Danelectro Roebuck, which is more or less always on. It's very clean in this setting. I should have shown you, here's nothing on. great clean sound, but it is fairly lackluster, so I leave some, this is basically always on. As I said, it's very clean with the Telecaster, but if I plug in humbuckers, it'll break up a bit. Here's the Department 10 on the other side of the Roebuck. And then the new toy. Here's the Ripley Fall. Here's the chorus side. I'm going to do something. I'm going to turn off the Dr. Z for a moment. Here is the Jam Ripley Fall. I'm going to keep the Roebuck on because I always run it that way. In the chorus side, only the wet amp. Here's the same setting in the vibrato. Then if I click this middle button, the red, it makes it double time, which sounds crazy on its own. And here's the phaser on its own. And I do like the phaser and the chorus on together. I had this setting all through the opening jam. Now, I do want to demonstrate the wet dry thing. I have always just used one amp in very simple rigs, and modulation has never made sense to me, but since running 2 amps wet dry, the modulation makes a lot more sense. So I'm going to turn the dry amp on and show you the same thing. So here's both amps together with just the Roebuck. Here's the phaser into just the Mesa. Now here's the chorus. Now, if I turn it to the vibrato mode with this switch here, what happens is the wet amp has no dry signal. It's just the modulated vibrato, but because the dry is there, you still get the chorus sound. And then if I turn the phaser on with it, you've got the phaser and the vibrato. Here it is, double time. can't imagine many settings where I would use the double time, but the both on together kind of gives you a faux Leslie sound, which is very cool. Then last but not least, I do have my old faithful Boss DD500. Years ago, all my gear was stolen except my guitars, and the first things I bought were the Boss DD500 and a white pedal you might be able to see up there. It's the Greer Amps Little Samson. It's a higher gain pedal. And yeah, I have never really stopped using the Boss DD500 since that day. It's been a mainstay since 2019, 7 years ago. So here's the delay. Here's my always on sound. So home for me is the Roebuck and the Boss DD500 set to about 300 milliseconds on the analog setting. And again, that's great with the wet dry thing because it's only going to the Mesa. And I've also got a slapback sound. Then I've got this pattern delay that I use for our U2 stuff. So and then this is the Terra Echo setting, which is another one that I could just have on, not in any particular tempo, just as a wash underneath the main sound. And then I've got my swell sounds, and I've gotten to where if I'm doing swells, I will put some modulation on. So I'll put both of these. This is set with the dry signal lower, the wet signal louder, and also a lot of feedback. So you get these pads. Then I've got another setting, so it's the same sound, but I turn the wet lower and the dry higher so I can play some melodies, so it would be like this. The idea is I could transition between swells and melodies quickly. So, for example, that's my rig, at least my pedals and my amps. I'll spend 75% of the gig on the Telecaster, and then if a song needs a humbucker, I'll either take the Heritage or the SG and switch between the two. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if there's anything you have questions about or any other videos that you might be interested in. Thank you so much for watching.